From the home of the Bills since way back in 1973, there's a look at Highmark Stadium just outside of Buffalo, New York. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Cleveland Browns and the Buffalo Bills. Season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's going to be out of bounds. Here's the run back. We'll leave him shy of the 20. Yard line. Looking to throw right away is Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Watson. Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
To the air yet again, Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. Now this is picked up by the Bills. The big fella. Past the 20. And this is going to be brought back for a Bills touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football.
Starting to get the sense throughout the league that more of the special teams coordinators give their guys the green light to bring the ball out because everyone wants big plays to happen. I don't know if that philosophy will hold after that error there. Turn it over that deep in their own territory.
Do guys go rogue there a lot based on feeling?
I think a lot of them just sense that they can make a play and make a huge one to help their team. And they have to have that athletic arrogance about themselves. And every now and then, though, it'll cost them. And that's what we just saw there.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. They run here with Singletary. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Singletary will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. They'll try and run. Here's Singletary. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now. Tyler Bass out for the Bills' field goal. From the left hash. Should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Out to his left. Man open, it's Goodwin. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 34. Watson now to throw. That's caught, and again it's Goodwin. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another 1st down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Marquise Goodwin scoring a touchdown against his former mates.
And the Browns have got it back to within a score.
Well, he scrambled outside of the pocket and wondered what was going to happen there. He fired a dart. That's what happened.
He certainly did. Scrambled left, looked left, and then left it in the receiver's hands with some dispatch.
In the receiver's hands, in the end zone for the score. And he'll get in for the 2 points, and in so doing, cut the deficit to 2 points. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. And he is out of bounds here on the return. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Allen going to try and throw on third down. He'll get this out wide to Singletary. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Second and 11 now. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. James Cook, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 17-8. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. The Browns drive about to get started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. Now, their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other. Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
Off of play action, it's Watson. Steps away. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Second and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a first down.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And some space here. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Nick Chubb with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And this one is caught. So they come up with a 2-point conversion, and that makes this a 1-point game now. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. come to the line to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. The Bills on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Browns will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive, because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now a deep ball going to be caught here near midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime, because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up the looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 103 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
This guy's well on his way now to a big game on the ground. It's another good run there. Puts him over the century mark in yardage, and we're still in the 2nd quarter.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And a nice pickup there as he'll get about 9, and that will lead us to a stoppage here at the 2-minute warning. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's Mostert. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Raheem Mostert, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Browns have taken the lead. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know that sounds really generic, and it sounds almost trite. But the blocks were made up front. Oh,
the ball is out. Watson lost it.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation, this time unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession. And now off to the races down the right side. 20. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills have regained the lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And the lead is now 2. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Throwing on third down, Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
So this has been a lot like a tennis match, hasn't it? Back and forth. Both of these offenses having their way so far, so maybe the question isn't who's going to score the most points in this game. Maybe it's who's going to get some stops.
Yeah, absolutely, and that sack finally a first step in the right direction for a stop. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. A big play there out of Cook. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Tyler Bass out for the Bills field goal. Right hash, 37-yard attempt. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left, and that will keep this a 2-point game.
Boy, that's 3 points you really expect to have. That's nothing more than a lack of concentration to me, because an NFL kicker should make this kick in his sleep.
The Browns drive about to get started. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Browns. Marquise Goodwin in the final seconds of the first half. And the Browns have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. They'll try and throw for it. It's complete, and he is into the end zone. So they get 2 more on the board here just before halftime. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to float this one deep right side. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
A final shot before the break. Watson. That's caught at the 2. And he will get into the end zone. So a perfect finish to the half. They get the touchdown on the final play, and 2 more for good measure. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, it resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
Bass on for the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Browns Browns drive about to get started. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where it's he's got a man, complete. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson on the move to his left. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Browns are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. They'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And, CD, you know, sometimes you don't need those complicated game plans or the added wrinkles. Last time, now you think about it, couldn't have been any simpler. 1 play, 1 pass, touchdown.
I know those coaches put a lot of work into this game plan, but I don't think they mind possessions like that at all. They just saved those calls for this possession instead.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Allen. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown. Well, if there was any thought that this thing might turn around for this offense in the second half, I think those thoughts pretty well dashed after that interception return there.
It just has not been a good outing for this unit whatsoever. There's no other way to say it. They've been overmatched, haven't performed to the level that they've needed, and that throw there is just going to contribute to this game getting out of hand.
After the interception, here's Watson. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The huddle come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Throwing now is Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 26 as they pick up the first down of the process. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. We're in the 3rd quarter in upstate New York with a 2nd and 10. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
But they need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll get this to Devin Singletary out of the backfield. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Elsewhere, a 3rd quarter score from NRG Stadium in Houston. And you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. The kick by Bass is good. Charles, even as long field goals become more and more common, this is still a very rarefied air. Only just over 20 field goals have been kicked from 60 yards or further, and you can add his name to the list now.
And as calm as he tried to present himself, there's no doubt there were some nerves as he lined up to attempt that kick. But once the ball was snapped, he just swept the leg, and boom, over the crossbar.
Pettis now from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Browns drive about to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jordan Poyer. And the Bills are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. They will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Bills on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. To the air, Allen. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And a short gain down to about the 33. Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. And again, it's Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make this now an 11-point deficit. So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a two-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know, that type of throw in this type of a game, I'm going to be very careful about it. Maybe the only throw you make is maybe a toss to your halfback or something like that. Otherwise, take care of the thing and finish this bad boy off.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Raheem Mostert with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Browns look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Here's Watson. That's caught. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So they're able to throw it in for the 2-point conversion. And sometimes that can be a risky play, but they got it.
Yeah, you always have to be careful here because if you do get it intercepted, it's returned by the defense. That's 2 points for them, but he identified an open target and put it right on him.
Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of it.
And Allen going to be intercepted for the 3rd time. And the Browns are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. That interception may be the exclamation mark on what really all around has been a good performance.
A fantastic performance. They will enjoy film session. Their grade should be very good on this one. And I think the next time the offense gets the ball, I just think about running it and getting the clock done.
That's caught inside the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Even with the big lead here in the 4th, it still bombs away, and frankly, it's working. Why should they stop? Go ahead and keep firing away and gaining those yards.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Rolling to his left. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Deshaun Watson, 4 touchdown passes now in the ball game. And the Browns look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
Faking the give. Now Watson out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Gregory Rousseau in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. To try again after the sack. Watson. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Sliding out of the pocket. He's got a man. Complete. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Watson off play action. Steps away. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Watson. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Jair Elam makes a pick. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as head play backfires in a big way. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And now the rookie's free. He's at the 40, the 20, and all the way home for a Bills touchdown. James Cook, 75 yards. And the Bills get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. I don't think you can get any more efficient or tidy, whatever word you want to use in that. And one play, 75 yards, end zone.
Yeah, efficient, tidy, excellent words. How about explosive? 75 yards, one play. That means everyone handled their assignment, doesn't it? It doesn't just mean that the defense broke down. They really executed the way that was drawn up on the whiteboard. Big-time play, big-time result.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
A run with Mostert up the middle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Throwing now, Watson. And he's got the speedster Goodwin. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. On 1st down, it's Watson. That's caught at the 2. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw, Watson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll run with Chubb. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on 2nd and goal. He's going to get it again. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
They'll give it to Chubb. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Nick Chubb, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Browns up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. And the Bills are going to recover. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them, because just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Browns, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they will head home next week to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.